Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Facebook. Let's add Instagram to the stream. Here she comes. Miss Instagrams. This is all right. We've got Instagram up and running. I had a really difficult conversation with a friend yesterday because I could see why their career isn't moving forward. Good morning. This is the the morning report from the Working Actor NYC, coming to you from a hotel room in rural Indiana. We will be back home in Brooklyn on Monday. Very excited. So it is Friday, May 29th. Sitting pretty. Thanks for joining me. Hey, Tom J. Butler 60. Let me know what you're working on in your acting career today. Let me know what you're sitting with and facing, and let's talk about it. So I had this conversation with a friend yesterday, not a client. This is not a client. This is a friend, and the question that I was sort of wrestling with is, at what point does an obstacle stop being an obstacle and start becoming a strategy? Sometimes the hardest thing we face is that your agent isn't the problem. Sometimes the agent is absolutely the problem. So not always, but sometimes the agent isn't the problem. And, you know, nobody moves their career forward by accident. Not your agent, not your manager, not your resume, not the jobs that happened to you 20 years ago. And every career reaches a point where yesterday's success stops being the momentum that carries your career forward. Sometimes you've got to make it happen for yourself. Hi, Tech Guru 31. Thanks for joining me. Let me know where you are, what you're working on in your acting career, and let's talk about it. This is the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. So I had this conversation with a friend yesterday, and my friend faces a lot of obstacles, some of which are out of his control. But what I kept noticing is that even when he gets overwhelmed, good morning, I am Philip Sadler. Good morning, Dina McCorder. Thanks for joining me. Let me know what you're working on. Yes, I did see the message. Let me know what you're working on in your acting career, and let's talk about it. Um, the the obstacles that my friend faces are not insignificant. There are things that he has to deal with for himself that make it really difficult for him to move forward in a way that he has never moved forward before. Um, I guess the trouble with being an established actor with a long career is that you get used to a certain way of doing things. When those things stop working, when the industry, I think my friend is struggling because the industry is changing and he's having difficult changing his behavior to adapt with it. So I think this is a not uncommon situation that a lot of us face, is that we are constantly having to adapt, particularly at the moment when the industry is changing so much and so significantly. I mean, every day I'm seeing stories about new ways of doing things, new ways that creators are getting their work done. Did y'all see this story about minimum wage? Netflix just ordered 28 episodes of a series called Minimum Wage. Minimum Wage was a content creator driven project that was being made on a shoestring budget in an ex high school in an old high school up in upstate New York. So there are ways that movies and TV shows are being created now that haven't existed before. And it's becoming more and more common because the old way of doing things, the studio system, the network system, is kind of broken. They're scared. They don't know how to adapt to the new streaming environment, to the new AI environment. Everybody's sort of finding their feet, and it's creating opportunities for scrappy creators to get their material out on platforms like TikTok, like YouTube, like Facebook, like Instagram, so that they can build a project and get it seen, get the visibility going. Good morning, Azra Olivine 9. Good morning, Rebellious Joy. Good morning, Dennis Domenico. Sitting pretty. Good to see you. Thanks for joining me. This is the daily, the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. Let me know what you're working on in your acting career, and let's talk about it. So there are all of these, the industry is shifting, going through all of these, they feel like systemic shifts, but they haven't settled on a consistent method about this is the new way of doing things, right? So as we all figure out what this new way of doing things is, it creates opportunities for any of us to find the new way of doing things. And I think the old rules may still apply somewhat. I think new rules are finding their own way. So the question then becomes, okay, so what do I do about it? What is my place in all this? Because we all have obstacles. We all have things that we need to overcome. The question is, what are we doing about them? So the more honest you can be with yourself about what it is that you're facing and how you move through whatever it is you're facing, whatever obstacle it is that's in your way, how do you move through that and into the next phase of your career? That's what I'm working on today. Sir Camelot the Third, sitting pretty. Mars, thanks for being here. I appreciate you showing up. So that's what I'm working on today. I've got one more day here with family to celebrate and be together. So I will be doing some work today, but I'm focusing on my family and where I am right now. Have a great weekend. I hope that I have some fun social projects lined up, catching up with some old Broadway friends, and spending some time. Thanks for joining me. Remember, wherever you are in your acting career, you got this. Keep going. All right, my friends, I'll be right back here at 8 a.m. Eastern on Monday, back in Brooklyn.